when I saw you saying that I lived your nightmare experience when I walked into the bar and saw like Tommy, Kaylin, and George having a laugh and having beers, and I'm like, what the hell? You guys are supposed to be in public drama with each other. You're supposed to be having a massive falling out. Like you guys are trying to ruin his life and get him killed or whatever. What is happening? And you were like, that's like my nightmare situation is to realize no one else is taking this seriously.
Yeah, it's not just a hypothetical nightmare. I've had a couple big things come to me. It's just weird as it is through dreams. One is my current abortion stance, but another one was
why is there so much crime in those areas? Why is
because
so
black
much
people
crime?
are poor and poverty causes you to commit crime.
Why are those black communities so poor?
There's a lot of historical issues there. There's a lot of government issues there. There's a lot of things that add up.
Have led to problems within those
a lot of
communities.
poor policies made. Yeah, a lot of fatherlessness that happens.
Why is there so much fatherlessness in the black community?
No, I don't trust the government. No, I don't trust the government. No, I don't trust the government.
Can you answer my question? My question.
All right, I came with a fight to have.
Oh my god. Can you hold on? Can we put a timer on how long until you go full fucking soy mode? I'm chilling right now. I'm big chill. Okay.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Okay. You can bring up the topic, but just try not to go maximum over soy for at least like 5 minutes.
I know you reviewed the manifesto on stream. Your manifesto's all right.
Thanks.
Did okay. It was a bit long. I thought mine was a bit long, but yours went for like what, 7-8 hours?
Yeah. Well, it's called. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Oh, sorry. You gotta stop vaping, dude.
Wonder if this game has like towns so I can manage my inventory. Like that answers my questions. There is no towns or anything to manage your inventory and stuff. Party seizes the pirate fortress. Jonathan reaches Costas. Zaid arrives at Costas. Guessing Costas is here. Yeah, Costas is there. Guess I could take this boat over to this island. How the fuck are they going down that way? Got a sword lion, a master thief. it heals people. That's interesting. He's not bragging about being the best archer. Let's see a fucking archer.
I know it's not good.
What, sorry, I just got so distracted by just seeing that. What were you saying? Oh yeah, mine was long. Oh yeah, because I'm trying to cut multiple videos out of it. It's helping a good YouTuber. It's helping a good content creator. Okay, take notes.
Okay, right. What did you think of the Lauren manifesto?
Well, audio mixing.
Well, I did it all myself, so it was awful, of course.
Yeah, indicative of some significant hearing damage. But
every song I played in the manifesto was a banger and deserves to be maximum volume.
yeah, is
That's
that how you?
just the way
Okay.
it is.
Yeah, cool, great. All right. And I'm provocative because I think people deserve to have some provocativeness in their life. That's my Twitter excuse, so I like it. I support that.
Okay.
I think the only serious criticism I could have is, and this might just be because I'm autistic and nobody believes anything or whatever in my area of the internet, having a little bit more like screenshots or things to substantiate some things probably would have went a little bit of the way to prove certain things. It's really
Yeah.
I don't know how much you have like say versus how much needs to be proved. Like I know like for mine, I'm sourcing like so many things that, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of what I source, like 95% of people wouldn't even contest this, but I just put it in because it's like I know that somebody will. So for yours, a lot of it might be enough to say like, oh yeah, like we talked to them and they said this or that or that, but other than that, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, so there were some things that was really hard to find screenshots for. So anything that was like 2015, 2016, I hadn't gone into full schizo YouTuber brain where you realize everyone's working against you and everyone's lying and everything. And you're just like, yeah, people are generally trustworthy, say the truth. I don't need to record anything. So definitely 2015, 2016, not going to have a whole lot of quote unquote receipts for that era.
Sure.
And then also when it came to like trying to find examples of certain tweets from back in the day, that was super challenging. I was able to find some, and obviously I was like sitting on Internet Archive for ages, but so many of the accounts that were big during kind of the dissident right era of 2016, even 2017, they're all banned. Like every single one is banned, especially the ones that were like going hard after me, because obviously the people who started infighting were some of the most radical factions that were the first to get banned on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is. So those were pretty difficult to find. I did have more receipts I could have put in, I suppose. Some I left out because so like I mentioned, this was something I saw on Twitter today. There were people saying, Lauren, it was really bad of you to just allude to like cocaine and hookers and not put any evidence in. You must be lying. But maybe I should have just not mentioned that at all. Like I do have the evidence of that stuff, but I really didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to make it a video about like people's personal failings. You know,
Yeah,
like I wanted it to be about how it affected the political sphere. So maybe I just shouldn't have mentioned that at all.
Yeah, something that I would say you have to be really careful of is alluding to things and then not substantiating them can make people really mad, even if they are true. I learned that on when I did one of my Bob 7 manifestos, the first one I did. At the end, I alluded that like if he would continue to mess with me, that I had a couple of like nuclear things, and people got really mad that I alluded to it and didn't drop it. And I can kind of understand why in retrospect, because it seems like when you say that, you're like hiding what could be the worst stuff, and people will make bad assumptions. So better to either say nothing or just release it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
But it's also another thing too. That would be something that I would take for granted. No offense to anybody or how they view entertainment, but like you could tell me almost anything about like, oh yeah, like it was crazy. You know, like we went back to the apartment. Everybody did like a whole bunch of lines of coke, and then we went out to whatever. Like if somebody said that, I wouldn't even think for a second like that couldn't possibly have happened. Like no way with these guys. Like everybody in entertainment is doing. Depending on the community.
No way are big, wealthy, famous, independent creators doing drugs.
Bumping coke between parties? No shot. No way would anybody do that. Like yeah, of course. But I understand that a lot of people outside of that might find that to be like really wild, especially maybe even like conservative communities even more so. We're like, no way would they do drugs, you know.
Exactly. When there's such a curated public image. Yeah, but I kind of hope that that's one thing that I was able to break through with some conservatives is like, we have pretty curated images for these creators, but they're all very, very broken people. They're not gods to be held up. And that doesn't, like, I don't know if I quite did this well, but I really didn't want it to be like, oh, if any creator is doing drugs or having like personal failings, that means nothing they say is true. I don't think that's the case at all. I think, yeah, that's why I left a lot of the personal failing stuff out of it. But let me get to your subreddit. I of course went and checked a bunch of the...
Big mistake.
Yeah, big mistake. I went and checked a bunch of the reactions.
I'm surprised you got any sleep. You could have been going through that all night.
Do you want to know what the top post about my manifesto was on your sub?
I hope it's funny.
Does anyone else not give a single fuck about Lauren Southern or that she got F for being a far-right moron? Watching this doc, and all I can think is that these people are all far-right assholes who are against every progressive value I have. I know Destiny does push back to the right, but man, we just shat on the left for 7 hours, and now we're watching a far-right assholes fluff piece. Destiny is pushing back to some stuff, but I don't know. F Lauren Southern, F all her Nazi friends. Do you see the irony there?
No, not at all. Why don't you go ahead and
shit,
listen?
No,
there's
you
a
don't
town
see any
over here I
argument?
forgot to
I
go
literally
to.
commented in a thread where I said that like the most shocking thing should be that people on the left act the same way. I think that was my comment in that thread.
Oh, did you comment?
Restart
But yeah.
this
It was like, he literally acknowledges he's annoyed that you just spent 7 hours shitting on the left, which was your complaints of the exact same stuff I was dealing with on the right. And, you know, I think these people would have a pretty, these people, the Taliban, would have a pretty unfavorable opinion of someone who came out and said you were just a soy boy leftist who deserved all the treatment you got and all the bans you got for hanging out with progressives, right?
Sure. Actually, I wonder if I can ask you, see if you figure this out in your infinite wisdom. Why do you think people are, so for people in my community, why do you think they're shocked about how the left acts when I do a big piece, but when the right acts a certain way, they're not shocked at all? Why do you think that is? And it's not just my community that this applies to, it's every community. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's definitely like those rose-colored glasses people put on for their own side, like everyone looking at conservatives and thinking, oh, they're all gods that hold to their values. And they kind of get this information feed of only seeing leftists getting exposed for being hypocrites. And obviously, when you've, I explained it at the end of the manifesto, this Mexican standoff going on where no one really talks about any of the other individuals' personal failings. So it never, maybe the left-wing media would, but no one believes or reads the left-wing media anyways on the right. So if it's not being talked about internally, no one really hears about it. So yeah, it's like just a constant feedback loop of left-wing hypocrisy and failures. And people are kind of protected from any of that goes on within the group. And obviously, I think that stuff happens on the left as well. I don't know.
I think there's something more fundamental, and it's something that's taken me a long time to learn. I think people assume that there is a huge congruency between your perceived political beliefs and how you treat people in your personal life. So if I'm a progressive, then I believe that other progressives are like me. They have good political views like me because their political views are good. The way that they treat people personally must be good. And I think that happens on the left and right. People on the right will say conservative, like, okay, cool, we believe in the same things. You must be decent to people. Or people on the left will say the same. And then when they find out that that's not true, I think it's really hard for people to process that. So the reason why when people look at your stuff, or when a conservative looks at my stuff, so like a lot of the conservative response to mine are, Destiny's been, you know, making his own bed for years. Of course, progressives do this. You see the comic where it's like they steamroll like 5 people, and then you're the next one, like, oh, I think we should stop now, guys. People say like, obviously, it's because progressives have bad political views. Therefore, of course, they're bad people. So people on the right will make fun of me on the left for that, and then people on the left look at you and go like, yeah, these people are all like racist and evil, horrible people and fascists. Of course, they're going to be horrible people too. So I think what's happening is, yeah, people look at political views that are different than their own, and then they extrapolate that to how you treat personally. So when their side is bad, yeah, it's shocking. But when the other side is bad, you should have known better, dummy. I think that's how people view it.
Yeah, I think that's true. I also think this is something I wanted to ask you. The one thing people are blasting me for is saying like, how could you not see this, Lauren? How could you not see that Milo, even if you're right wing, Milo obviously had issues. Like, you're very stupid to continually trust these people. And I hope that was something that I acknowledged quite a bit in the piece was, yeah, there's no denying my naivety. Like,
kind of. I actually don't even like saying naivety. I mean, like, I think there's a lot of natural, like, very human things at play here. Like, there's a lot. Like, first of all, if you're in any group, you're always willing to give your group more of a pass than the out group. That just is what it is. That's always going to be the case. If you hear of like a random person that, you know, got somebody pregnant and now they're trying to get an abortion, it's like a horrible, fucked up thing, and you know they're irresponsible stupid. But like if it's your friend, then it's like, okay, like he's not normally like that. He made one mistake, right? You're willing to give, when it's yourself or a friend, you're willing to blame the environment or circumstance. But when it's another person who belongs to an out group, you're only blaming character. That's a supernatural thing. Everybody does that, and to pretend otherwise makes you delusional. So like that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is when you have, when you're constantly and religiously attacked by a certain group, you're always more likely to, you know, find favor in the other group. I mentioned this about the Rittenhouse stuff a lot. That like Rittenhouse is doing all these like autistic media tours on like the right that I think is like super cringe and everything. But like it was always going to happen. As soon as the left made him a villain, of course he's going to run to the right who wants to see him as a hero. Like that's just the natural evolution of things. And I think that happens a lot too. So put somebody in a group, they're going to make excuses for their friends, make it so that everybody else hates them and wants to kill them, and then have everybody share political beliefs where you think if we have the same political beliefs, we must treat each other well in our personal lives. And you got like the perfect recipe for like infinite mindfuckery. Somebody can hang on to like an abusive relationship for literally 50 years. Like people do this in real life. So it's no surprise that people would do the same for groups.
Yeah, and it takes a while to mentally undo that position you put yourself in. Even going back and like reading some of the screenshots and receipts I put in, like my messages about Faith, I was like, this is super out of character for her. I don't know what's going on. I really hope we're able to be friends again. And looking back, I'm like, man, holy, what was I thinking? But this is something I wanted to ask. Like, when you look at your falling out with Vosh and Hassan, like, do you think there were any signs where you could have predicted that, or was it something that just totally blindsided you?
I wouldn't say it necessarily blindsided me, but in terms of signs, I think there are ways that people act that I've come to expect people acting. I've come to expect certain people to do certain things, and for the most part, everybody kind of lives up to that mental model I have. So I'm not like, when it happens, it happens. Like, I don't think there was ever going to be a way for me to like see what like Hassan is gonna backstab me. Like rather than like trying to find the signs, it's more just like I think you should start from a place of if somebody has a lot to gain by fucking you over, 9 times out of 10 in entertainment, they're gonna take that route. That's almost always gonna happen, unless you've got blackmail on them or something. So yeah, I mean when it happened, like it was it did. I mean it happened a ton in the past. It just kind of is what it is. I don't know. I'm not like super like oh my god I can't believe this happened. You know, just how people act.
It seems really strange to me. I don't know. I don't understand where that comes from. Like I have a lot of personal feelings. I'm far from a perfect person. But when it comes to like business dealings and especially stuff that can be public, when you've got so many people publicly that rely on you and are watching what you do, I just could never imagine like not paying an employee, stealing money from people, backstabbing another figure where there's a paper trail of you doing it. I can't imagine that within my life. I cannot imagine doing that. I don't know where other people get the capacity to do that. Maybe I have done it. I just have no conception or realization that I have done it. But I don't think I have.
Yeah, I mean to dig into that, you're probably gonna have to dig in like really hard to like fundamentally like how are people built. Like this might be shit that you learn, as a young child or something. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, because I couldn't imagine. Like I would feel ashamed if somebody came out publicly and like blew me up for like not paying them for work. That would be like a shameful moment for me. I couldn't even imagine how humiliating that would be. So when I see other people do it, I can't imagine. I don't know. It's my limit.
Yeah. What's the forbidden hypothetical?
You don't want to know. Don't worry about it. You're not ready for that one, Lauren. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Now you have to tell. I've got people in my chat.
I didn't even tell my chat. It's such an out there one that I haven't even told my chat. Maybe I'll DM you later and tell you, David. It's a top secret, hardcore.
All right, I'll leak it to you guys on Reddit if you start being nicer to me.
I'm gonna tell if they're special character.
Not really. It seems like most of the affected people are kind of like out of the media eye now, so it's like not like active people that are aside from like I think PGW. So it seems like there's not going to be a whole bunch of like, do you feel like there's like a bunch of people growing about to like start shitting on you on Twitter or something? Or?
That's what I thought, but now, like, okay. So I know obviously that I've told the truth about these situations, but there is still like, I could still think of like things people could say potentially against me, like Laura, like just like name calling or like bringing up old shit that's irrelevant to the claims I've made against them to fire back at me or whatever. And I kind of expected maybe that would happen, but there's been nothing. In fact, Paul Joseph Watson has me blocked on Twitter now.
Nice.
Which I think is a bit ironic because when I came back to YouTube, I didn't want to engage with him since he was being a bit crazy. And he kept sending me spam messages telling me, just allow the comments, don't be a pussy, unblock, unblock, unblock. So it's a bit.
Wait, just allow the comments about what? Wait, in reference to what?
Oh, because I think I shut down comments on one of my videos.
Oh, was it your return? My
return video, because it was full of people repeating Milo's accusations. There were like just thousands of people that were like, you slept around with men, you betrayed Bobby Robinson, this, that, and the other. It was just like all the comments. So I just shut down comments because I just didn't have the capacity.
So you were opposed to freedom of speech
there?
Is that what you're saying?
Clearly, yeah. Yeah, but now he's blocked me, so that's interesting. Oh, how the tables, you turntables, something.
Nice. What is your so are you like what so what now?
So what? Yeah, that's a great question. That's a really good question. Manifesto Part 2. I don't know.
Do you feel like have you like closed that chapter of your life, or are you?
Yeah, that's what, because I was spending so much time just, going through old hard drives, thinking about how to say this, filming it, obviously spending ages editing it, and I'd stay up to like 4, I was getting like 2 hours of sleep. It was not good. I was staying up late, just working, and I'm like, as soon as I get this out of my system, I can stop thinking about it all the time, stop letting it like bother me, leaving all these things unsaid, and then I can figure out what to do. So I'm just kind of having a decompressed week, chilling, out in the woods, having fires. I feel like I need a week, and then I can start to process what to do next. What about you? You're starting a media company?
I'm working on it, but I wanted to tweet a lot today first, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Put some space between the child fucking jokes and then whatever company I'm starting, so I give it at least a week.
Yeah, just uninstall Twitter for like 2 weeks and
I could do that, but I kind of like Twitter. Kind of like people get mad on Twitter. So I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty addicting. Yeah, you should try it more. You're too tame on Twitter.
What about? I am. I find it too stressful though. You know what? It's not like I don't mind the hate, but I mind when people are so wrong about their hate. It really gets to me. Like when they're saying things that are just completely inaccurate, and then they'll get like 40,000 likes. I can't do it.
You just gotta meme into it.
It's not. I don't care about the ratio. Ratio me all you want. But if it's a ratio that is bullshit, like it's something like a New York Times journalist talking about how I torpedoed boats off the coast of Miami or whatever, then
just quote tweet it, put the GigaChat dude, and move on, man. But okay, I understand. So you don't have any no big things. You're moved on from that part of your life. Are you trying to, what is your content goal? Are you trying to do like media stuff again, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do more, maybe another documentary. I don't know, what's crazy is, I don't think people realize this, but if I'm waiting on monetization to turn on this channel, but on my other channel, on Twitch, whatever it is, I'll make more money if I just live stream for 2 or 3 days a week than I make making documentaries, because they're so freaking expensive, take so much time, and the reward is just not the same as live streaming. So it's like, I love doing documentaries, but they're so expensive and there's absolutely no monetary gain to doing them. So maybe if I do some streaming and I build up a bit of a cushion, financial cushion, then I'll go do a few more documentaries because I like doing them.
What would your next documentary be on?
I don't know. Depends what no one wants to talk about at that time.
Oh yeah.
What?
I feel like it's gonna be about like trans groomers or some stupid shit, and we're gonna.
I thought about that a year ago. Not just
yeah?
like following the
That's
actual.
okay.
But I guess Matt Walsh.
If the star symbol next to her name can be captured. Okay, he can be captured, he can be captured. Ren cannot be captured. Neither can this archer. Looks like I was right, the two pirates can be captured. I want my dancer to have extra defense. How much defense do you got? 5. 2. But she can like die, so I don't think I want defense for her. I'll let my mage get the defense again.
Kind of did that. Followed the science, interviewed a bunch of professors and doctors about the medicine around transgender stuff. So,
You,
did you end up watching his documentary?
No, but I need to. I will at some point
You do.
because it feels like he did a bad job at finding good people to talk to. But or maybe that was intentional. Who knows?
Even if you hate it, it's very well done. It's like hard to say it's not well done.
Yeah, I mean the right is pretty slick with their messaging. I'll never deny that.
They haven't been for a long time. Not when it comes to actual like creative. Like documentary tier. Like it's a bit comedy. It's not just a lot of right-wing documentaries end up just being like slideshows and like here's the facts, here's the graphs, here's this. Whereas I feel like Matt Walsh actually had a bit of a story to it, which is
sure.
rare. Conservatives in storytelling or fiction, poetry, art, not their strong suit.
I mean,
It's a
I'd
bit of
say
Larry's
telling
time.
stories are very much their conservative strong suit. But I know what you mean
Okay.
in terms of like art and stuff. Sure. But,
Yeah, I think the left has always been better at art, and it was a massive failing of like the Dennis Prager era. I remember I watched his videos and like PragerU back in my last year of high school, and every single video was like, do not, whatever you do not get an arts degree, never study art, throw your guitar off a bridge, like just go pedal to the metal with the trades, go to business school. And now we've got just no conservative artists and they're all shocked. All shocked.
You gotta promote good conservative films when you can. Have you watched God's Not Dead yet? Did we tell you to watch it on the stream? God's Not Dead, God's Not Dead 2 or 3? These are high
I
quality
think I've heard
conservative
of it
films.
before.
Okay?
I think I've heard of this one before. You know, I obviously, I love the Christian community. I'm a part of them, but we really gotta have some variety in the worship music. We need to mix that up a bit. I can immediately tell on the radio if it's like a Christian channel because it's all sounds the same. And then definitely the Christian movie making could use a bit of help. Maybe some more Mel Gibson films.
We're about like Passion of the Christ or like.
Yeah. At least he
Braveheart?
does an alright job.
True. Okay.
Is Braveheart a Christian film?
No, but when I think like the two Mel Gibson movies, I think of Braveheart and the
Yeah.
God, what's the one? Where
What's that? I like that conspiracy theorist one, where he's the taxi driver and he thinks the government are coming to get him, and he actually turns out that he is like an MK Ultra spy. Does anyone know what movie I'm talking about?
Mel Gibson?
Yeah, it's a great movie. How do I copy my Discord music? Someone in the chat. No one knows what I'm talking about here.
Oh, Signs. You talking about Signs?
No, that's the alien one.
Oh, it has to do with conspiracies.
Mel Gibson, conspiracy. The movie's called Conspiracy Theory. It came out in
I can get
97.
across the
Oh,
bridge.
Braveheart
it
and
says.
And would recommend. The future is good too. Everything Mel Gibson is good.
Everything, even all the phone calls.
Except
he's in?
except his rant
Uh-huh.
on private phone calls. Those are a bit spicy.
Yeah, just a bit. Jesus.
Signs was a Christian movie, no cap.
Oh yeah, it was actually. Like I think it actually was. Right?
Last time I watched that, I was a child, and it gave me nightmares for years.
Aren't you,
So-
aren't you like 20 something?
I never watched it since. I don't think I finished the movie. I think I left the room and I went to go play RuneScape for like 7 hours because I didn't want to sleep. So I was so scared of the alien.
How much time do you cut sleep out of your life? You don't sleep as a kid. You don't sleep when you're working on Manifesto. You're gonna have like fucking early
Nope.
onset dementia. You know this, right?
Absolutely, it runs in my family too. My grandma had horrible dementia. It's gonna be good. My streams are gonna be great when I have dementia.
Jesus Christ. You're gonna be out in like a fucking hotel swimming pool in a boat with a flare gun looking for brown people. Just kidding. In a video game. Anyway, cool. Well, hey, listen.
That is, I cannot believe someone sent me a clip of you the other day. You're having an argument on stream and you're like, Lauren Southern shot flare guns at migrants and she should be deplatformed for this. And the person's like, I don't think that actually happened. And you're like, no, I'm 100% certain this happened. 1000%
We can
certain
find
this
that clip
happened.
if you
Take
want.
my word at it. Yeah, I will. I'll send it to you.
Sure. The question was whether or not you should be deplatformed. And I said, what you do today, I don't think you do anything today. Just having different political views, probably not worth being deplatformed. But I think sailing around in boats in the water, shooting flares at migrant boats is probably, I think that given the illegality of it, it's probably okay to ban somebody for that. I don't think I would be opposed to that. Do you think that's a controversial opinion?
No, you said I 100% shot flares at migrants. That's what you said in the video.
I think it was about shooting flares at a migrant boat. You feel like I said shot flares at migrants. I'm sorry about it. Mischaracterized. My greater point is still completely, totally unchanged.
Oh, I'm sorry I called you a rapist, but my greater point about you being creepy is totally unchanged.
Let me cross this
Okay.
bridge.
Wait,
Well,
find the clip. We can listen to the clip.
The account got suspended.
Oh, wow. Convenient.
Someone go find me the clip. Okay, wait, I think I can still play it. No! How did the account get suspended? I literally saved the link. That's so irritating.
You saved the lips. That's actually obsessive behavior. Are you okay? Are you so hungry to get dunked on my stream that you're archiving Twitter videos now?
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it again. How did you report this account?
Who knows? Now you'll never know because I deleted all my tweets too, so.
All right. I liked, what's her name? I watched a few of the reaction streams from Manifesto.
Wow,
Chick,
okay,
not so erudite.
fuck you, Dragon.
Yeah, she's one of the few surviving DGG orbiters that's based, okay? She's part of the, I don't know what you would call it, the collapse of the DGG universe when I got banned from Twitch. Only a few bright stars remain, and she's one of them.
Yeah, she had a cool take. I listened to a bit of her review, and she was saying, like, listen, you can hate everything about Lauren Southern, you can hate her views, whatever, like, I don't politically align with her at all, but the reason that we shouldn't criticize or attack Lauren for her manifesto is because no matter what side it's on, and I generally agree with this too, if you are calling out kind of nefarious behavior, whether it be, stealing money, lying to your audience, anything, if we clean up the political arena, both left and right, when it comes to this underhanded behavior, then we can actually move forward politically because everyone will be having honest conversations. There'll be more people involved that are actually interested in helping politics, even if it's like more progressives or trans activists. For me, if they are at least honest people, at least not just doing it to try and steal people's money and get talking points out, then we may be able to make some political progress, even with this left-right fight back and forth, because it won't be these just posturing arguments. It'll be people who genuinely care. I thought that was an interesting point.
That's true. People got really mad at Nancy Pelosi for a comment saying we need a strong Republican Party in the United States, which is actually true. You need at least 2 strong polls for people to like fight between, because usually in the tension you'll find like the better beliefs, hopefully.
But it has to be real tension. It can't be like this theater tension that everyone's doing.
Yeah. Theater tension includes most of the alternative media there as well.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Sure. Earlier you posed a question about like, did I see like the Vosh or Hassan stuff coming? So you've made this whole manifesto. You are smarter, older, more battle-hardened. What changes will you make going forward when you intersect with people to make sure you don't get fucked over? What do you think? Do you think that looking back there's some behavior that like you should have caught up on, or what do you think?
One, trust no one, or trust but verify, the famous Reagan quote. But 2, definitely like not make my social circles so based around politics, because I think that's what causes a lot of problems, is when people mix the personal and political, like these personal falling outs and fights and battles and who's dating who and who went to whose party. This was like a huge problem. I don't know if this is so much the case on the left-wing progressive side, because I don't think you guys go outside as much, at least not in your activism. But all of that kind of personal intermingling caused so much bad blood that came out in like duplicitous behavior publicly, but all of it was framed as political conversations, even though everyone internally knew it was like personal falling outs. It was not good. It was not good.
Wait, can you say that last part again? What do you mean by that?
So like we'd see these political battles happen between creators, and all of the public people following, like the fans, they'd be like, wow, they're having like a really intense political back and forth. They're calling each other out as grifters or whatever. But what was actually happening behind the scenes was they were having some sort of personal falling out, and they were using politics as like an angle to, take out their personal issues.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And that would happen consistently. It's so bad.
Hold on. Speaking of trust but verify, somebody has a clip. We can
the clip.
Yeah, we can watch this.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I've got it on my computer too. They just said.
Jesus. Okay, you ready? Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, am I gonna be able to hear it, or should I just play it on my end too?
So we can play it at the same time. Okay.
Okay, wait, give me a minute. I just reset up all of my OBS. I barely know how it works.
You don't have to show me. You can just listen to the audio, unless they really want to see me farming live.
Whatever.
Wait, who was right about the summary of this clip, guys? Tell me.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Wait. Oh, you gotta count down. Stop. Go back.
Wait.
Hello.
All right. No,
Okay. You have to be like 3, 2, 1, go. You can't just say go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Or deplatforming is okay here. I'm not gonna sit here and say like people like Lauren Southern should be able to go out and video record themselves shooting flares at migrant vessels. That's probably not okay.
I don't think she did that.
She did.
I'm pretty. I mean, you can ask her about it. Like, I know she went out. I don't think she actually shot a flare.
I promise you, she absolutely did.
Okay.
With the goal being to like try to get these. Okay, I think that was an accurate statement. What do you think I'm wrong on?
Wait, let me replay that.
Okay.
Shooting flares at migrant vessels. That's what you said. Did I shoot flares at migrant vessels?
Didn't you shoot a flare at the boat? Or should okay, hold on.
No.
Wait, okay, hold on. Maybe I was
That never happened.
Should I have said you shot a flare in front of the boat?
I never shot a flare. There was no shooting of flares.
Wait, you never shoot a flare gun ever?
No, that's like literally the whole meme. I never even shot a flare gun.
Okay, hold on. Trust but verify. Find me the videos, guys. Where's the video of it?
I had a handheld illumination flare. It wasn't a gun. You can't fire it, Steven. It stays in your hand, and it just lights up in your hand. It doesn't fire. You can't attack anyone with it. You can't do anything
First of all,
with it.
you don't attack people with flares. The implication is that you're attacking people with flares. Okay.
The whole idea was the whole idea of like the left-wing portrayal is I was shooting a flare gun at the boat to try to set it on fire and like kill people.
You're not shooting at like a rickety pirate ship that's made of wood. It was the Aquarius is like a huge ass fucking steel ship, isn't it?
People think I was sinking the ships. People think I actually succeeded in this, and there were like burning ships all around me and I'm laughing with flare guns and like migrants crying in the water.
Okay, I don't think anybody really was that, but I'll do better in the future to say she had.
There's literally a journalist at the New York Times that got 40,000 likes on Twitter saying this just last week.
That you were trying to sink a boat.
Yes.
Okay, well, when I say in the future, I'll say she was trying to stop. What is the terminology? She was trying to stop a migrant boat with a portable light illuminating.
There were no migrants in it. God.
Wait, why are you trying to stop the boat then, Lauren? Was it just a commercial ship? You were trying to stop the boat, you thought it was bringing in illegal immigrants. That's why you were trying to stop the boat. For your intended purposes, it was a micro
It was
boat.
an NGO vessel with no migrants in it.
Stop. It was an NGO vessel
I
that you
did shoot
believe
flares.
was going out
These
to...
details, no,
Hold on. Look, I'm going to say this and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. This was an NGO boat called the Aquarius that you wanted to stop because you believed that their mission involved them picking up... So, whoa. No, hold on. I didn't get there. You thought that their mission involved picking up people out of in the sea and bringing them back to whatever country they were going to as a form of illegal immigration. That's why you were there to stop the boat.
Right.
Okay. I think what I said is...
The boat was never stopped and no flares were fired.
I didn't say whether you were successful or
You
not.
said flares were fired at multiple ships, in fact. Multiple microboats, you said.
I said you were there to shoot. Do you want to listen to the clip again?
Everyone that thinks I was there watching people burning around.
No, but I never said burning around. Okay, I don't know what kind of...
with all my ships,
Lauren,
just killing people everywhere.
You're swaying out a little bit right now, okay?
Oh yeah.
When I say shooting flares at boats, I'm sorry, I guess some people I don't mean burning ships down with flares. That's not normally what flares do.
But that's how your retarded audience take it.
I don't think my audience thinks
they're a little better today, but seeing how much this message spread online, progressives absolutely like lost the plot with it. And
okay,
I feel like
gotcha. I'll try to clarify in the future.
For the rest of my life explaining this to people.
Okay, I'll clarify in the future for the 7 people who believe this. Just so you guys know, I don't think she was trying to light ships on fire with her flare gun. I think she was trying to turn with her light illuminating stationary non-projectile flare gun.
Okay, but okay. Jeez.
Just listen, send me a PDF with the 52 adjectives that you want me to use preceding the word flare or whatever, and I'll make sure to have all of it included next time. But I'm pretty sure even in that clip, we can watch my wait, hold on, we can watch my clip again. I'm pretty sure even in my clip, I say specifically that you were just trying to turn the ship around or stop the ship. You were trying to burn it down. I think I even say that explicitly in the clip.
Okay, sure. You're somewhat better than the.
No, hold on. Stop. Now we're gonna go back and listen to the whole thing again. Hold on. Go back to the very beginning. Let me know when you're ready.
Wait. No. I gotta find this tweet so I don't feel like a crazy person.
No, you should feel like a crazy person. Okay. Also, just so you know, flare can colloquially refer to the exact device that you're talking about, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, it's not uncommon that sometimes, like, motorcyclists or other people can carry, like, I know in DayZ, you can, like, open a device and it's like a flare, but it doesn't shoot. It's just like a light that lights up. Flare doesn't always mean projectile that's shot out into the air. There are tons of different...
People have obviously assumed that. If you look up Lauren Southern flare or boat, you're gonna find thousands of tweets. Look at the first one. You hired a boat so you could shoot flares at refugees. Like,
wait,
that's
did I
the
say
first
that?
tweet that comes up when I look. No, I'm just saying, if you look up my name, that's the first thing that comes up, because when you say that, progressives, they take it and run with it. Just... You have to be careful with your language around this because they're keen. It's like they wanted me to do it. They so badly want someone in the Mediterranean.
Pretty sure you so badly wanted to do it, but you know, it's okay, Lauren. Listen, if you want to pretend.
Desperately want that because it's great for their talking points.
Lauren,
right?
if you had a flare gun in that boat, would you shot a flare into the air?
Maybe into the air, but that wouldn't have hit anyone.
Okay, sure. Okay, I'm just saying. Right? As long as we're all being honest here, okay? As long as we're all friends on this call, okay? Do you have my clip back up? Hold on. I think my characterization was fair. Let me know.
No, I think it was BS.
Oh, really? Because I said...
played it for the chat.
Oh, okay. When I said the purpose was to turn the ship around, not set a ship on fire. But you know, that's okay. I'll give a good 30-second like pre-warning for anything I say. So that you should make a 45-second. You can make a YouTube Shorts video saying, "Hey guys, this is exactly what I was doing in the Mediterranean. It wasn't a flare gun. It was a stationary diode-emitting illuminating device meant to be employed over the water. No projectile. Blah blah blah." And I just link on that every time.
Holy, that must have been a hard delete. The New York Times journal deleted her tweet with 40K likes saying I was killing refugees.
Damn.
Let me see if I can
Mainstream media with some accountability. How does that feel?
Well, you know what? They didn't put any retraction, so there's still 40,000 more people that think I did it.
Okay, here's a question. Okay, ready? Moving off story topics. Do you think that if people joke about, let's say people make jokes about me raping people, okay? Do you think that's irresponsible because maybe people think I actually raped somebody?
Depends. Some people are able to make jokes that are obviously jokes.
Yeah, but if people are like, don't know.
Making jokes.
Sure, okay. So that's probably not okay. People can't tell the difference, right?
If people can't tell the difference, then no, of course it's not okay.
Okay, I submit Exhibit 1. Lauren, why do you refer to your own thing as a flare gun in so many tweets?
Where,
don't you think that's confusing to people? Aren't you the purveyor of fake news?
Did you send me something?
Yeah, I did.
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about my situation.
You said respect those flare gun skills.
I'm not even talking about myself.
Really?
The tweet's deleted, but it was a guy that was in a excavator shooting a flare gun at someone else. Had nothing to do with
me. That's not what the original video
was
about. But since we don't have the original video, you're lucky that I can't call you out on it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you need to fact check before you bring things up on stream, bud.
Okay, Exhibit B. What about that tweet, Lauren?
Who
Would you characterize that as a
flare
gun?
Are you?
See this.
What the fuck?
I
don't even understand what this word is supposed to mean.
This is a banger of a tweet, alright? This is a great tweet.
Okay, just saying.
I've never even held a flare gun. Someone needs to send me one if you're allowed to mail them. Like, I want to actually own one. Here's the thing. If I'm going to be accused of doing all this, I want it to at least like go in the history books. Like, I hope if progressives win the war, you know, Republicans, all of us
take down at least one migrant boat with a flare gun. Just for...
No, my hope is that like the history books actually take like these New York Times journal tweets into account, and there's just like a few pages of me edited in nice black leather with flare guns in the Mediterranean as this Hitler-esque character in history that just was out there getting numbers, like taking down boat after boat. I think you know, if I'm gonna get the reputation, it might as well go all the way.
Hold on, this is something else, okay? I should have been way more apologetic to Lauren in this conversation. I didn't realize either, I'm gonna be fully honest, either I'm retarded or you guys are so much more retarded. You guys are so much more retarded than I thought you were. Or I am retarded, I don't know, okay? here is, in my mind, this is what I think, okay? I understand now why Lauren was so mad at this. After reading what you guys say, now I understand. Now I think she might have actually been right. If I'm sailing in a dinghy, I'm in a little itty bitty boat, and we're stuck at sea, and there's another boat over there, and I see that boat, okay? I might say, oh my God, John, quick, fire a flare at that boat. When I say fire a flare at the boat, never in a billion years would I expect John to pick up the flare gun and shoot the flare at the boat. If he did that, I would kill him. I'd be like, are you a fucking moron? Obviously, when I say shoot the flare at the boat, shoot it in the sky in that direction so they notice. That was, when I hear people talk about shooting flares at things, that's what I'm thinking. When, oh, you shot a flare at a boat. Yeah, you're shooting a flare in the direction to get their attention. But apparently, I don't know if this is consensus around all people who thinks otherwise. Everybody in my subreddit was arguing against me that no, Destiny, when you say, because when Lauren says I didn't shoot a flare at a boat, I had like a handheld flare thing. Okay, it's the same fucking thing. Because you're just shooting flares to like get the, or having a flare to get the attention of the boat. Now I understand why she's saying it's not the same fucking thing. Because people online think that, when I say shooting a flare at something, I mean like actually shooting flares at boats to set them on fire. Jesus Christ, what is happening here? Sorry, hold on, I need to find this. Okay, it's Destiny@reddit.com. Wait, she didn't shoot it into the mic? No. So she didn't shoot the flare at the boat? No, I can't tell who's even asking or not. I'll be real, I thought that Lauren shot a flare at a boat to burn it. No! How do you people think this? I can't even believe you guys actually think this. I don't even know if it's possible. I don't think you can set flares on, I don't think you can set boats on fire with flares. Even if it was a wooden boat, I don't know if you can set a boat on fire with a flare. But the, I gotta pull you guys after. Hold on, let me see if I can. Okay, here. These guys are getting upvoted. When I think of shooting flares at a boat, I'm thinking you aim the flare and shoot it in the direction they notice. No shot. Not in this context. In this context, the other boat is an enemy boat, at which point shooting it most definitely should be interpreted literally. If you encountered an enemy boat and someone told you to shoot it, why would you think to shoot in its direction they would notice? You don't shoot flares at enemy boats! Flares.
Got that item. He did. Let me choose it on my main character. Turn him into a fucking beast. With this one, I do like the idea of this dagger dancer.
Aren't weapons. You guys know this, right? You guys, hold on, but I don't know if you guys know anything about flare. A flare is not like an exploding grenade, nuclear bomb that's like setting shit on fire. It's not fucking napalm. Yeah, but this, so I will say I'm super sorry. I am super sorry to Lauren. I didn't know that, like, I didn't know that you guys actually all thought this. I had no idea. So I'm gonna be way more careful with my verbiage from now on. You can't ignore the context. If you say stopping migrant boat by shooting flares at them, yeah, you shoot the flare to get the attention so that the boat stops and either picks you up or has to move. Do you guys know what kind of ship the Aquarius is? It's a real big ass giant fucking thing. Do you think that you're gonna shoot a flare at this boat to stop it? You're not gonna. Are you like aiming for the captain's eyes? But listen, I understand. Maybe you guys.
Shit.
This is my fault. Going forward in the future, I'll be way more careful. I was imagining that Lauren was firing a flare gun at the boat in an attempt to intimidate or scare whoever was in the boat. How big do you think these boats are, guys? It's not like a two-seater. It's not like a little itty-bitty, like... But, okay, anyway, I know this now for the future. That when we talk about... If I say shooting a flare at something, apparently a good chunk of you guys actually believe that I mean aiming a flare at a boat. Yeah, true. You guys thought that the Aquarius was like this ship. Or like this ship. What? Did you confirm if it was even a flare gun or just a hand flare? If it was a hand flare, headshot, the air gun is even more hard to sure. Yeah, this is why because Lauren was like, there's a huge difference in shooting a flare and like having a hand flare. I'm like, no, there's not. It's the same thing. You have a giant fucking light to get somebody's attention. But now I see why she's saying it's a huge difference because you can't actually fire a flare gun at other people. Whereas you guys thought when I say shoot a flare at a boat, I mean actually aim the flare gun at the boat and try to shoot and hit somebody in the boat. Okay, anyway, we're moving past that. Jesus Christ.
Guess he'll be my resident
Okay,
badass.
we're back on. Okay, I need to just hold on. I gotta meditate for 1 second. My brain is all over the place. Their entire purpose of being on the boat was to prevent illegal immigration. What the fuck are you saying? Lauren's boat wasn't stranded or sinking. They were in an ocean with the sole purpose trying to intercept and disrupt the boat attempting to save migrants. I don't know why he's spamming caps. Nothing he's saying is contradicting anything I'm saying. I don't know. I don't understand. I can spam caps too. I don't understand what the point is. You can shoot a flare gun at someone. That's totally possible. It still hurts someone if it hits someone. You're being so artistic with your words right now. If someone told you they shot a flare gun at a boat, I'd think they literally shot it. I understand. I'm gonna be more careful with my words.
Obama.
One of us is fucked. And it's funny. This is funny because either I'm autistic terminally or you're autistic terminally. So it's funny. I'm either laughing at you or laughing at myself. You know, who knows?
Didn't say Simon Says.
What do you think the word at means in that sentence? Like in their direction. Like, hey,
Didn't say Simon Says.
I'm trying to think if I could do this in like a video game. Like if we're running around in Rust and we're trying to get like somebody's attention. Like, hey, fire the flare at them. Like I feel like I could say it. Like, hey, go fire flare at Dan and Mutin. But it would be like fire flare in the air towards them to get their attention. Not actually like aim at them with a gun and shoot at them. Like... Or signal them with a flare, I guess you could say too. I'm trying to think if there's any other comparable do this at them. I don't know, who knows. It might also be the case that a lot of you guys are young and you played a lot of TF2, and apparently they added flare guns, I think, to the flamethrower dude afterwards, so. If you were stranded on an island and want to get the attention of the boat, where would you fire the flare? I'd fire at the boat. You'd fire the flare at the boat, meaning like in the sky, in the trajectory, like towards the boat. You wouldn't just shoot it straight up, you shoot it at the boat. Or I guess you could say towards the boat. You fire it in the direction of the boat to get the attention of the boat. Then say the sky, but no, you're not just shooting the flare randomly into the sky. You're firing at the boat in the direction of the boat. But that's okay. Listen, it's all good. Okay. What's the point of trying to get their attention? Genuinely asking. When Lauren and them were on I think they were just trying to get the boat to stop and turn around by like scaring them off, or something. It's hard to say. They were in a boat that was too small to ever stop them. I don't know. Maybe get them to stop and pause and think or whatever. But like they're not scaring them off with flares. It's not like they're gonna shoot flares in the boat. Like, oh, we gotta turn around. This like 4-seater out there is gonna fucking take us out. But they didn't have projectile flares. They just had like a flare. Not a gun, a flare, whatever a non-projectile gun or whatever. All right, we're going back to this. You cannot prove a statement. You cannot prove it. It's not mutually exclusive. You cannot prove a statement. You cannot prove a statement being made because of the fucking loss of income or whatever the fuck. Because I would have way more proof of the exact opposite.
It doesn't apply to you. It doesn't apply to you. It applies to.
Yeah,
I preach it for the PG-13ers, right? The ones that glue smiles on their fucking faces and act robotic and virtue signal in every fucking avenue, right? Like, you know, there's at the end of the day, right? Yeah, it's those that I preach that against, right? I don't think it's right. Like, I think what he's saying about that is correct. I don't think it should be applied to you though, because I know you're just like me. You speak your fucking mind. If we get banned, we get banned. We eat that fucking ban, right?
Yeah, okay.
We speak our mind.
In that regard,
there's nothing that you guys hit back at all? There's nothing?
Fuck no, why would I?
Do you watch my streams, those spoils? Do you watch them?
Dude, you know what? I watch your shit. I'm saying,
those
like,
motherfuckers hate me, bro.
you're saying that.
By the way, they added the flare gun in the game in 2008. Yeah, I stopped playing TF2 in like 2007 or 2008. I think I started playing right when they added it because I think there were 1 or 2 classes that got secondary weapons, and I thought it was a really big deal. Like they added the flare gun to the flame dude. Oh, that is when I quit, actually. I remember, because I always used to just play a sniper in the back of the map like an asshole, and then when flame guys started to be able to snipe me with flare guns, I just quit. I was like, fuck this. I shouldn't be getting sniped by a flamethrower dude, and then I quit playing. So that is when that is around the same time I quit. The game came out in 2007. I didn't play TF2 for fucking years, okay? I played it for a bit, and I stopped. Wow. What, shifting gears, it's actually sorry, just on a quick thing. It's terrifying to think that, like, history books are gonna have tweets of them. You know that's the case, right? They might already, actually.
Like, I didn't even like seriously think about that.
Yeah, they absolutely will, given
but...
how much like Trump used Twitter and stuff, and even for like Obama was on Twitter, kind of like there are absolutely going to be history books with tweets in them. Jesus. Okay.
I remember going to a court case in Toronto, and the judge was the Gregory Allen Elliott case, and the judge was reading out tweets the whole time. It was just awful. It was like at 4447. You know, oh, it was like what was Kyle Rittenhouse's name on Twitter or TikTok?
Oh, no, it was.
Like,
I think it was
four doors, more
horse.
horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some username like that. That he's like, you are a fat piece of shit, and like it's like this all serious like old judge having to read this out, and then reading out the emoticon characters. Oh, it was awful. Kind of funny, but awful. But yeah.
True. Wait, for the thing that you had, what would you, hold on, just so I know for the future, can I describe it as a flare, or am I not allowed to say flare?
You can describe it as a flare, but it's not a flare gun, because it doesn't fire anything. There's no projectile aspect to it, all right? It matters. It matters.
Okay, all right, just check it. Okay, I don't want to...
No, that's like, if you think of like the definition differences, right? That's like if someone was into consensual non-consent, and you just kept calling it like non-consent.
Okay, all right.
One is firing a flare, an aggressive act towards another. The other is a handheld illumination device, okay? Very different things.
Gotcha, okay.
The specifics matter. I know you guys don't care because you just are like, God,
Sure, that's
just, no matter what, whether
that's fine. Okay. I'm just making sure I got the terminology clear. Okay.
Hand flare. There we go. That's good.
Have you picked a denomination for religion, or are you still one of those non-denominational cowards? Are you ever going to pick a denomination, or are you just going to be...
Do I have to pick a denomination?
Yeah,
I go to my church. I don't really care what denomination they are. I think they're just Pentecostal. It doesn't really... It's not a big deal.
It doesn't matter at all to you? Just don't
I've been to a lot. I've been to Baptist churches. I've been to Charismatic churches. I've been to, Pentecostal.
Okay, why Christianity then over, like, Judaism or Islam? Why do you care about one or the other if you don't care about denominations?
Why Christianity over Judaism or...
Islam or Hinduism or whatever else. Or any other at least, like, monotheistic religion. Like, you could argue they're all talking about the same God. Some people do.
I prefer biblical principle over... Honestly, here's the bad. Actually, no, I'm about to make a terrible take.
Okay.
Like a lot of it is probably because I grew.
How the fuck do I get across this water, though? Looks like I can get across the bridge, it just takes a while. Okay, I didn't know that. That's annoying. Fucking daggers. Oh damn, horses can move after attack. I need to get me some fucking horses. This bitch can't fucking cross at all.
Grew up Christian, right?
That's
But
fair.
I came to genuinely like appreciate the word. I came to genuinely appreciate the messages and the morality in the Bible. So,
Yeah,
but you know what? It's probably a worthwhile criticism to say I should spend more time studying other
I'm not
religions.
criticizing.
think
I was
that's,
just curious if you found.
Well, no, I think it is. Whether you're making it or not, it would be a worthwhile criticism.
Oh, well, if it is worthwhile, I will make that fine.
Okay.
Something you said.
Why atheism?
Because it's the most
Did
factual.
it
and
match your
logical.
trench coat?
No, it matched the fact that my brain was moving at faster than 75 IQ. So obviously I had no
Yeah,
choice
okay.
but to embrace the big brain atheism. Something you mentioned earlier.
My mom just sent me like
Uh-huh.
40 texts all telling me to stop vaping in all caps.
Thank you. True, actual based Lauren mom take. Okay, you need to stop vaping. You probably wait. Were you ever a smoker?
Not ever like consistently.
But
when
guess
I
what?
go on work.
I bet you vape consistently, don't you?
Yes, it's actually so bad. So a friend bought me a vape like literally last month, and it tasted so good. I wasn't eating sugar, and it had like a raspberry lemon flavor or something. And I just liked it for the flavor because it was the only sugar I was having. And now I just can't stop. It's not good. I'm watching myself get addicted to something in real time.
You're actually doing it, but you're laughing about it. But it's happening. You're unironically getting addicted. You're getting addicted to nicotine too, and to the habit of just vaping. So your vape. This is I think I called this like 3 years ago. I mean, a lot of people are saying this, but like it feels like you're gonna have a whole generation of people that were never addicted to smoking that are somehow now addicted to vaping. And you're like patient. Well, not even zero. I guess you'd be patient like 10 million at this point, but.
This is the thing. You can tell yourself too. It's like, oh, I'm gonna vape to stop smoking. But then it's like, oh, now I can just smoke indoors. So now instead of going out for a smoke every once in a while, it's just 24/7.
You're laughing as you're destroying your body. Why would you do this?
Okay, I'm not gonna touch it for the rest of the stream. You know what's good though? I've stopped drinking on stream. Have you seen me drink once on stream since I published the manifesto? No.
Have you even streamed since you published the manifesto? Do you think I keep up with every single one of your streams? I'm busy working myself, okay? Did she drink it all in her last stream? I bet you did, one time. Did you drink on that
Not once.
Simcast thing you were on?
Nope, not once.
You're probably
I don't think
you're
so.
gaming, I don't believe it.
Uh-oh. Did I drink on this cast? No, I think I just vaped. Yeah. I'm gonna stop. We're gonna stop the vape. Okay. Look at this is actually good lessons on stream. We quit drinking together with my stream. And now we're gonna quit vaping together. And every couple months I'll just have to get addicted to something new so we can all walk together on a journey of rehabilitation.
Nice. I keep trying to get to
I'm doing this for the people.
You keep just saying dumb shit. Okay, so it seems to be the case, something that perhaps both of us have figured out, and I'm sure others have figured out, that picking friends based on political beliefs doesn't seem to be a winning strategy. Is that agreeable?
Very agreeable.
If that is the case, that that's not a winning strategy, does it bother you if you have friends that have like wildly incongruent like moral beliefs, I guess? Like do you think you have some kind of moral, if not political, some kind of moral obligation to surround yourself with people that share values similar to you?
I'd say there are some like large moral values that would be non-negotiables, right? But I think for people being against murder, rape, these kind of big
Boring.
non-negotiables,
Hold on.
right?
Don't
Yeah,
Sam Harris me. Okay, obviously these are the big ones. But like say people that have like wildly incompatible lifestyles. In terms
No, I
of
think-
like,
okay.
like somebody like let's say you have a friend who goes like BLM protesting like every weekend. Like you're like, do you want to hang out Friday? And this guy's like, I would, but I'm gonna go like burn down a courthouse. Like I'll catch you on like Sunday maybe. Like do you think you can maintain friendships like this, or like where is the line? How you figure out where you would like cut that off?
That's a really interesting question. So I look at some of my friends that are really progressive today that I've been best friends with since we were like children, right? And I think that if we weren't best friends since we were children, they probably would have sent me some nasty messages and cut off our friendship. But because we've known each other so well, we've like grown up side by side, we've seen each other's life, like how we came to the conclusions we did. There's a lot more sympathy and understanding there. I look at this with like my cameraman, Kalen, that a lot of people are really frustrated with because he's gone full leftist now. He like hates the right. Part of that is because of his bad experiences in the right. Part of that is like, you know, just genuine political change. And normally, I think if I didn't know him for so long, I probably would have been like, hey, that was like a really shitty thing to do. Like just, you know, switch teams and start calling out all these people you used to work with. Like don't, not a fan, don't like your views now. But because I've like known him for so long, he's had my back in so many different situations. We've, you know, lived through some pretty stressful, crazy events. In my heart, there's like a lot more sympathy and understanding, and I can kind of see the inner workings of his brain and how he, even when he's making bad decisions, I can kind of see like what would affect that mentally in him. So that's, yeah, I think maybe the solution is just need to get to know people for a longer period of time before talking about politics. Because once you introduce politics first into a situation before friendship, then all those judgments come down and it can be hard to cultivate a friendship after that. But yeah, if I had a friend doing some pretty radical acts, I think depending on how close I was and how well I knew their life and history, I could probably stay by them, even well as a friend, disagreeing with them, trying to turn them on a different path.
What do you think it means, like politically, These are like very broad and very difficult questions. I don't expect you to also have like a super well-rehearsed answer. I'm just kind of curious. I feel like right now, if somebody says like, would you get along with this person or not? And they gave me every political belief of that person. I don't think I've gotten any useful information. It wouldn't tell me anything about that. Like it could literally be like a Nazi person that, not shoots flare guns, but has flares in their hand about both. Like, oh, I might be able to get along with this person decently. Or it could be like an ultra-progressive person that lines up with 99% of my beliefs, and maybe I wouldn't get along with them at all. I have no idea. I think you would broadly agree that seems to be at least somewhat true. Yeah, that like just getting political beliefs doesn't seem to be a good indicator of whether or not you get along with a person.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I've got some really good friends of mine that are progressive.
Wildly
Usually it's interesting because it's like you can have like pretty wild politics on both spectrums and still be willing to talk to each other, but there is like a point that people reach where they kind of fall off and they believe you have to cut off everyone on the other side. And I don't know where that point is. I don't even know if that cutoff thing has to do with how radical you are so much as like you'll see people that are pretty moderate Republican or leftist that won't talk to the other side. So I don't know. I think that's the big difference actually is like, are you willing to engage? Are you willing to understand and see the other as human? So even if you're like a full-on communist, if you're a full-on communist, that can be like, yeah, you're a human being, you have a soul, you have complex, life situation and circumstances that make you view the world the way you do, and let's have a conversation about it. I'll probably get along with that person a hell of a lot more than even a fellow right-winger that doesn't have that same view.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious, like, what are the implications, societally speaking, if that is true, that political beliefs aren't like predictors of how well people get along with each other? Because you'd imagine that like friendship selection is going to align. It feels very alien to say that like the way that I would ideally choose friends. I think this is true. The way that I would ideally choose friends almost has nothing to do with their political leanings, or even like their ethical leanings, because sometimes political leanings will come from that. It feels like a really weird thing to say. But I guess like more, obviously I'm much older than you, so I've got even more experience. But it seems like you're figuring out too that like it's not always like the best way to tell who get along with each other. I wonder sometimes if there's anything else there, or like more implications to that.
Yeah, I'd have to think on that longer. That is interesting.
Have you ever heard the?
So like, I don't think I would have been friendly with you if you asked me like 5 years ago when we first did that debate. I'd be like, there's no way. There's like no friendship compatibility there to even be able to like talk as human beings. But now I can see that a little more, and I can see it in my personal life as my friends have shifted more leftward or right wing as they've grown up. Are there many examples in television or mainstream politics of people being friends on either side of the aisle? Okay, here's an interesting thing, actually. Whenever we do see examples of people being friends in mainstream politics, usually the conclusion of that from the public isn't like, wow, look at these people across the aisle kind of uniting and treating each other like human beings instead of just hating each other. Usually the assumption is, we've got a one-party system, they're all in on it.
I think most people in Congress are like friends with each other. Like they'll get on TV and scream, but like I'm pretty sure they go to like similar. Did you say like Shelley's in DC or whatever, where people go drink?
Shelley's, yeah.
Yeah, and then like I think like I'm pretty sure Biden has said he's friendly with like McConnell. Like these guys see each other like every day on the Senate floor. I'm sure that they have like. So I doubt that they are like as vitriolic and hateful towards each other. Maybe younger people like AOC maybe are a little bit more vitriolic. When you spend like that much time with these people, I'm sure they get somewhat friendly.
I reckon.
Yeah.
That would be. I watched your review of my manifesto, and I saw you saying that I lived your nightmare experience when I walked into the bar and saw like Tommy, Kaylin, and George having a laugh and having beers, and I'm like, what the hell? You guys are supposed to be in public drama with each other. You're supposed to be having a massive falling out. Like you guys are trying to ruin his life and get him killed or whatever. What is happening? And you were like, that's like my nightmare situation is to realize no one else is taking this seriously.
Yeah, it's not just a hypothetical nightmare. I've had a couple big things come to me. It's just weird as it is through dreams. One is my current abortion stance, but another one was a long time ago. I actually had. I think it was when I was fighting with Vosh over the Rittenhouse stuff. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I had a dream that I walked into a restaurant or something and I saw like Vosh, Hassan, Tim Pool, like all these political people like sitting down and like chilling with each other. And when I walked in, I was like, I thought you guys like all hate each other. Like, what's going on? And then all of them like looked at me kind of laughed, like, dude, we're just like doing that for YouTube. Like, you don't actually believe any of this shit, do you? And I felt like so stupid. And it's always made me really paranoid sometimes when I argue with people online. It's like, I don't know if these guys, like when I argue with Vosh sometimes, or I used to, I like have this feeling like, do you actually believe this, or is this like all a show for your audience? And I'm just like the only loser here that actually believes what I'm saying, and now I feel like a dumbass because like everybody else knows it's just a show. That's like a huge paranoia that I've always, I guess I developed after that thought.
Yeah, I guess I wonder how many other circles have situations, now that you say it with like Senate and everything. Yeah, I wonder how many other circles have situations like that where on Twitter AOC is accusing Ted Cruz of wanting to get her assassinated and they're at Shelley's having martinis together.
True. Maybe he actually tried to like poison her drink and her tweet had more merit than you could have ever imagined.
True. Like what I was talking about with my right-wing stuff, there's actually a bunch of like personal politics intermingled, like AOC and Ted Cruz were having a cheeky affair or something, and then it all came out on Twitter except in political context.
Maybe. True. Have you ever heard like the meme saying that everybody is a communist in their personal life and a libertarian, like the farther out you go? You ever heard this before?
Explain that better?
It's like a cheeky little saying of like everybody personally, the closer they are to themselves, they're a communist, and the farther out you go, they're a libertarian. So the idea is that like when it comes to like,
I think I know.
Yeah, close friends and family, you'll share or do anything for them. Like the most communist person in the world, you're not gonna like tell your wife or your kids like, oh, you don't deserve my money. Like obviously they're friends and family, you'll do whatever you need to. And then like people in the neighborhood, you'll help, quite a bit too. People in the city, maybe if they live close to you. People in your state, kind of. In the country, and then in other countries, like you don't give a fuck. But basically, the farther out you go, the more kind of like libertarian you become. And then obviously different people draw lines in different areas, but.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of the community nationalism stuff, social services, a lot of it can't be solved on a federal level. It does kind of have to be addressed for smaller communities where people actually care and know the problems.
Do you have you covered any of Andrew Tate's wonderful material? Do you know who that is?
The rental guy?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh, he's like blowing up.
I didn't realize he was still on the internet.
Oh, he's like super blowing up on TikTok now. He's like gotten all over like Twitch and everything, so people are. doing shit.
TikTok's interesting because a lot of people, I even noticed this with myself, a lot of people who kind of lost followings or can't really get traction on YouTube can on TikTok because it's an entirely different algorithm. So like I have trouble getting traction on a lot of
fucking
the
tell me I can't
sites that
cross
don't
these
like regulars
rocks.
anymore and kind of suppress our content and just
Or
push up,
these
I mean, I guess they
trees.
suppress yours below kind of mainstream media channels, but TikTok, I post something on there and it can get hundreds of thousands of views pretty easily, even though I have a small channel. I need to probably use it more. Will you do TikTok? Will you do some TikTok
Oh my
dances?
fucking
For those
God.
clicks, get the zoomers going.
I tried to do TikTok and I got banned. Apparently you get banned like really randomly for shit on TikTok, which is really irritating. Like if you do political stuff, you can just get banned for whatever. Because I'm pretty sure on TikTok I was only posting like, because I figured the audience is gonna be younger, I was posting like my most woke shit, like the most hyper woke, like pro trans whatever, and I still got banned. I have no idea how. But the demotivating thing is I actually got the original Destiny account on TikTok. So I was tiktok.com/Destiny, and that account got banned. So I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not even gonna waste my time on it. But
Okay. I'm bringing, I'm talking to Stardust. You can continue to chat with us if you'd like, I'm sure. Oh, actually, is she on Twitch? I'll have to check. Speaking of being banned from things.
good one.
No, she's live on YouTube.
Wait, you should check her Twitch too, or tell her please, so she doesn't get
Oh, wait.
banned.
Is she live on Twitch? I think so. I don't know how this website works.
Oh, sounds like she's not.
Okay. Well, I think maybe she thinks I'm banned. Alright, I'll start a group call with her.
Hello?
Excuse me. Just happening.
Oh, are you coughing because you're vaping too much?
Probably, honestly.
Oh, you're a vapor? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
No,
hardcore vapor.
Don't say that
Hardcore
word.
vapor.
Don't refer to me as that. I don't. That's gonna be what gets me to quit, is people calling me a vapor.
Could you at least learn some like sick ass vape tricks or something?
I just want to be able to do the Gandalf vote. That's it. You know where you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The
Where
fact that you
makes
even
the
know
vote?
what that is shows how much of an addict you've already become. I'm sorry.
The Gandalf what?
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck that means.
The
Someone said, whoever told you that ODing on Fent is horribly wrong. Oh, somebody in chat disagrees. We'll get more dirty emails tonight.
Zach Bilbo, and he was like, oh yeah, it's been a long time coming. I gotta quit the ring or whatever. I don't know. And he's smoking a pipe, and he blows a cloud that turns into a ship. You know what?
That's a pipe.
Whatever.
That's not a vape. What are you even talking about right now?
Whatever. I'm over it. In fact, I'm getting stressed out talking about this. I think I'm gonna
Yeah, you
vape.
need to hit a vape real quick to relieve the...
So I think the biggest question I have is Squatting Slab Guy, the YouTuber
Yeah.
you said who stalked you. Did
Yeah.
he when he approached you? Did he ask you to squat with him?
He did not. He did not. No. Wow, that was a weird situation. I remember right after that seeing like all these like hardcore criticism videos coming out about me and being like, man, just like maybe I should have just had a coffee with him and been nice.
Maybe you should have squatted with him.
Maybe I should have
that's
just
what you
squatted with him.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's like a second date kind of thing.
Yeah,
Move on
no,
to squatting. Second
They
date.
squatted and vaped together. Oh, yeah, this is what I mean when I was talking about the manifesto. Like, it's totally just like a friends club. And then when like drama ever happens, I know you guys just gotta get over the way I say drama. If I see anything in the chat, you're getting banned.
You guys can say it in
Whenever
the chat,
drama-
space to make fun of our accent.
Yeah, okay. Whenever it would happen, like, it wouldn't be people looking at the evidence and critically thinking about it. And behind the scenes, you could see all this play out, but the public probably wouldn't know. But like behind the scenes, everyone knew who was friends with each other, who got invited to whose parties, who got to go on whose shows based on personal preference, not really political capability. And so whenever something would go down and someone would be accused of something, it doesn't matter what it was, stealing money, rape, whatever, it would be total team sports who supported them and who didn't. It would be, we personally like you, so everything said about you is a lie. We personally hate you. Everything that said about you is true. Like, there was too little, like, objective analysis of the actual evidence available whenever that stuff happened. I think it's getting better now. I genuinely think, like, maybe it's just like the groups I'm engaging with now are a little different, but like a lot of people that I've met in the Twitch sphere that I talked to, a lot of the people I've met that I didn't really know before I left politics, like Actual Justice Warrior, Nuance Bro, these kind of new people that I'm kind of engaging with and talking to, Marie Oakes, all new people. They're all like really chill and don't seem to be like that. But I don't know. I don't know if it was just that dynamo of 2016 that people got like that. No idea.
I still see a lot of rumors floating around, a lot of like very serious allegations kind of being thrown around in some of the dissident right spheres that don't have a whole lot of evidence behind them. But I think you are right that it is a little bit better. At least maybe the people are better that you're interacting with. So
Yeah, maybe it's just my personal circle. I don't really.
yeah.
I keep my circle small these days.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, I just had I guess I had a few questions about your video. I did like your video a lot. I guess I was curious. You said you were talking about that incident with the Airbnb. Sorry to just jump right into it.
Okay.
So one thing that stood out to me about
Sorry, wait.
that
While
incident-
you're asking the question, I'm gonna get myself some water. I'm super thirsty, but I can hear you.
Okay, no problem. So you talk about that incident in which this guy gets an Airbnb for you and insists on sleeping in the same bed. You turn him down. You say like not right now, maybe some other time. And then later on, when you actually get the courage to turn him down, or the next day or something like that, you figure out other living arrangements. One thing that stood out to me is that it seemed like you blamed yourself for the incident. Do you think you were like being? It seems like to this day, when I was looking at the way you were kind of talking about it in your video, you seem to still blame yourself for that. Do you think you're being unfair to yourself?
No, like I think that that's important because taking some self-responsibility for making poor decisions is the only way that you avoid them in the future. If I took no responsibility for like, you know, I'm gonna go meet some random guy, I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's hang out and play video games. I can sleep on your couch, no worries. Well, that was like a normal thing when I was growing up. Like I would go to friends' houses all the time. They'd be like, yeah, we're going to a random friend's house to play Mario Kart. You can sleep on the couch. Never any problems. But I really took for granted that I grew up in a super solid like Bible Belt community. I guess, like just the whole implication, it's the implication. I don't know if you know that meme from All Study in Philadelphia, but
yeah.
I probably should have realized the implication there. And now that I have that understanding and I can see the mistake I made, now I cannot make that mistake going in the future. If I don't ever acknowledge that it's a mistake, then it's not really something I should change, right? And I put myself in that position again.
So I do think that I definitely see your point, and you know, there's definitely some self-responsibility in some of these situations that a person can take. But I also do think you also spoke in the same video about coming from a conservative family, and that your family kind of expected, because you're kind of, you know, you're working with other conservative people, that that you would be safe. So I mean, so yeah, there is some part of it that you can take responsibility for, and you can move forward and know better in the future. But there's also a part of you, like, you just didn't know better at that age, right?
Yeah, but that's unfortunately that's how life works a lot of the time. You have to learn the hard way, and that, you know, that could have been a much worse experience. It wasn't, all things considered, it got by pretty well, pretty okay, right? It could have been a much worse learning experience, and many people do have much worse learning experiences. But that's all a part of life. That's how we learn, unfortunately, especially if like your direct. Family and your direct, you know, situation that you grow up in and are around is not, is not necessarily reflective of the spheres you're going to go into when you're older. You're probably going to have to learn the hard way for a year or two. All part of growing up.
I got an email once from a philosophy loser. I wish I could remember what he used, but some of the problems that we have when we conceptualize certain things, this is very 1984-esque, but sometimes our limitation is just the words we use. I know you guys have all seen that. There was that fucking tweet that blew up where it's like, one of the biggest problems with translating from Greek is that we brought the word love over, and we only have like that one word, but in Greek there's like 4 different types of love or whatever, right? This is like a 100,000 like tweet. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's like family love, friendship love, all this stuff, but we just have like the one word love. When this guy emailed me, he said that there are, when we say responsibility, sometimes we're talking about 2 really different things. I don't remember which 2 terms he used, but in one sense there's like a moral responsibility, and then in another sense there's just kind of like a more like responsibility, like a personal responsibility thing. And because we use the same words for a lot, people will mix up the 2. If you go out as like a young woman or whatever, and you get like super wasted some night against, and you're with a bunch of guys or whatever, and then that stuff ends up happening to you, like there's a great deal of personal responsibility that you could have exercised there that you failed to do so, that like in a personal sense like could have improved your situation. But in terms of like moral responsibility, there's 0 blame on the woman there, because she's not like choosing the, she's not the one that is like, she's not the person choosing the immoral action. But because we kind of use responsibility for everything, it's hard sometimes I think in our heads to separate these 2 different concepts out. But we feel like if we had like a personal failing of responsibility, somehow it was like a moral failing on ourselves, and we kind of deserve like the bad thing that happened that a bad person did to us.
I do wonder if there is a level of moral thing. So okay, so we'll use a less intense example, but like if you repeatedly like leave your keys in your car, is it your fault that it got stolen? No, I mean, technically, like morally, it's the other person's wrong for stealing a car.
Probably better if I stop the stream between each battle, and I can put the battle name in the stream name. There's the manage units. Great. Let's give it a save. And stop the stream.